Let's talk about how to identify the working directory in RStudio. In practice, there are two types of datasets. The first type is cloud-based datasets. For cloud-based datasets, you don't need to download them. You can access them and analyze them via R Commons. Later in this semester, I will show you how. The second type is you have to download the datasets onto your computer so that the RStudio on your computer can recognize the datasets and then analyze them. You cannot just randomly download the datasets anywhere on your computer, right? That will be a mess. That's why we have to find a standard folder to hold all the datasets. The standard folder that holds all the datasets for RStudio analysis is called a working directory. Let me show you how to identify your working directory in RStudio. Let's go to RStudio and then click Session, and then click Set Working Directory, and then click Choose Directory. So the folder by default is the working directory already set in RStudio. In my case, if you look at the top bar, in my case, my working directory is Documents. What does this mean? This means I need to download all the datasets into Documents in the future so that RStudio will know what datasets I want to analyze. You could have a different folder, but I would suggest everyone to choose Documents. On the left panel, you should be able to see Documents. Just click on it and then click Open. Then in the future, your working directory will be Documents. So I don't want to change my working directory because I already set it up. So I will just keep Documents as my working directory. By the way, Apple users usually will have a home folder as a working directory. That means in the future, you need to download all the datasets into your home folder if you are using Apple Mac. If you are using a Windows PC, just select Documents. I think it's easier to use Documents as the working directory. And then in the future, if I'm using a Windows PC, I should download all the datasets into Documents folder so that the RStudio software can recognize it. Next, after we set up the working directory, we can download the source data into the working directory folder. Let me show you. Let's go to D2L, and then I uploaded a dataset to Unit 2. What you want to do is to right-click on dataframe.prc.csv, right-click on it, and then choose Save Link As. Next, click Documents, because Documents is the working directory we just set up, and then click Save. So if you go to your working directory folder, you should be able to see dataframe.prc downloaded into this folder. Now RStudio can recognize this source data. This is how you identify the working directory and then download the datasets into working directory.